Welcome to day 14. What is high-frequency vocabulary? Many years ago, people who studied language realized that English speakers, and it's the same in all languages, like to use the same words again and again. We may know a lot of words. The average college-educated native English speaker knows about 20,000 words. But in a typical day, talking with our family, friends, and colleagues, we only use about 7,000 of those words. And they're the same 7,000 we used yesterday and the day before. Then, when computers came along, university researchers were able to discover exactly which words native speakers use the most. And these are called high-frequency words because they're used the most frequently. Why learn them? Well, if you understand the first 1,586 of these high-frequency words, you will understand approximately 95% of conversation. That's what I call valuable vocabulary. Now, this number, 1586, is higher for written English because written English it's usually more advanced, but it's not a lot higher. And the value is still the same. It's big reward for small number of words. And here's what I do with my students. My first meeting with a new student, I always give them one of these lists to see what they're missing, which words they still don't know. And often I am surprised. A student who has been learning English for years and who can even have a conversation with me might still be missing hundreds of these very, very frequent and very valuable words. And then when I give them a program that focuses on learning these words, their understanding becomes much, much easier. Okay, where do you find these words? Well, there are many sources, online, offline, free, not free, but the one I recommend, the simplest and the most comprehensive, the best, in my opinion, is called newgeneralservicelist.org. And to make it even easier for you, you can download my version of the list below. My version is a little simpler because I've removed all the super easy words like dad and go and house just to save you a little more time. You're welcome. Okay, how to learn them. One way, keep doing your sticky stories because the main word for each lesson comes from my frequency list. They are not random. I did not just point my finger into the dictionary. There's a method, a strategy. They're all high frequency words. Another way is to create a notebook. Below, you can see what this looks like. This is one of my students' notebooks. On the right side of the page, you have the high frequency word you want to learn. And on the left side of the page, you have a sentence with a gap. And here's why this works, why it's effective. One, it's all in English. And when you translate new words, that's not good because you practice translating. And you don't want to practice translating because fluent speakers do not translate. It's just too slow and too difficult. Even if you become the world's fastest translator, it's unnecessary. You're not a computer. You want to think in English. And how you do that is by switching channels and doing everything in English when you're learning English. Okay, Reason 2 is sentences. Dictionary definitions, they are boring and confusing. I hope that's not a big surprise to you. But sentences are mini stories, and stories are easier to remember. Plus, you'll know how to use the word in a sentence. When you learn it in a sentence, you learn how to use it in a sentence. One way to find sentences is to use Google to find news headlines. Just put the new word, the high frequency word, into Google, do a news search, and you'll quickly see many possible headlines, and any of those can be your sentence to put in the notebook. Or if you have a private teacher, he or she can help you. And third reason is gaps. Gaps make it possible to quiz yourself. Because if you just look at the word, your brain is not active. It's the difference between going to the gym and staring at, looking at the weights, and actually picking them up. Research shows that after 1 week, if you do this, if you quiz yourself, you'll remember 35% more words. So quiz yourself a few minutes every day until the words are easy. Then once a week, then for a bigger challenge, you can cover the opposite side of the page and practice remembering the sentences. Oh, that's all. Okay. That's all. And I'll see you tomorrow.